Hey guys, welcome back to another video on what if Hawk stayed in Cobra Kai. So let's get into it. We'll start off by seeing Cobra Kai, who have just arrived at the tournament, and so have all the other dojos for the Sekai Taikai. Cobra Kai would look at Miyagi-Do dead in the eyes, with Miyagi-Do giving them the same death stare. And both of the teams just want to fight it out already. And the referee would call up Kyler for the first match. And they'd call up Chris to fight Kyler. And Chris would be ready as he wants to redeem himself for losing to Kyler earlier in Season 4. All the Miyagi-Do senseis, Daniel, Johnny, and Chosen, would tell Chris. They tell him that to be defensive for most of the fight, but when it's the right moment, go on offense. Chris would agree, and then Chris would go up, and Miyagi-Do would cheer on Chris. The match would start with Kyler immediately scoring a point on Chris, and eventually the score would be 2-2. And when Chris tries punching Kyler, Kyler would block, and then he'd right hook Chris in the face, getting him the point. And Kyler would laugh on at Chris after Chris has been eliminated. And Hawk would start cooking a bunch of randoms in this tournament. But then, both Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai would start losing their matches, or only get the win because of disqualifications, or they barely get the win, isn't even trying to beat them at this point. And that dojo is the Iron Dragons, with Axel Kovacevic as their captain and Zara as their captain for the females. And Quan is furious that he didn't get the captain spot. And now his team's losing matches. While they may not be elimination matches, it's putting them down in the leaderboard. Both Kreese and Silver, along with Kim, would be getting worried because of the Iron Dragons. Next match would be Miguel versus Xander, and it would be a rematch from Season 1. After a hard 3-2 fight, Miguel would eventually end up winning like he did in Season 1. Xander tells Miguel that he's just getting lucky. All he can do is just be sneaky. Oh, look at my dumb defense. And Xander tells Miguel the next time when Xander would go all out on him, Miguel would stand no chance. Kenny would lose a non-elimination points match to one of the Iron Dragons. And Dimitri and Miguel would both win a 2-on-2 against Tiger Strike. And just like the leaks say in Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2, that Hawk would win the weapons division and save Miyagi-Do from being eliminated. Well, in this universe, Hawk still wins the weapons division and like the skills division. They're both the same thing, of course. And in this universe, Hawk saves Cobra Kai from going down the ranks. Rickenberger would be called up for a backup fighter, just in case somebody gets injured in Cobra Kai's team. And Dimitri would win a couple of his matches, and he'd get Miyagi-Do's ranks a bit higher by showing off his skills with some weapons. Mitch would barely survive in the Sekai Taikai and barely win his match. Quan gets called up for his match, and Anthony would be called up to face Quan in a non-elimination match. And Quan absolutely bodies Anthony, showing no mercy to him, and he'd straight up just cook Anthony. Like, all the confidence he had in Season 6 would just be straight up gone, bro. Just straight up gone. Anthony would be on the ground bleeding while Daniel checks up on him, while Quan's teasing him. And during the tournament, the Iron Dragons, Zara and Axel, would be cooking in 2v2 matches. And bye-bye! Bye-bye!